And there was just this face looking down at me, and I was like, being able to do anything, and then all of a sudden, like ah!
Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Shayna, and in my little corner of the internet, we talk about spooky history of all kinds. If that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell because I upload every week. We have a special episode today. I just looked at you. I know, and she's just like, can I talk now? I told them to be quiet so I could do my introduction real quick. And so now she's like, I don't know what to do. So these are my sister-in-laws. You remember Janna if you watched her old video of her talking about her daughters with, what was it called?
Mare.
The mare thing that her kids were dealing with at her house. I've been trying to get this one in for a while because they both have pretty interesting stories of a haunted house that they lived in whenever they were really young. My husband has experiences, but he will never get in front of the camera.
I don't think he's even told us his experiences.
But yeah, we're going to talk about their experiences. So these are my husband's sisters.
We're twins. No.
I was going to say the crack-ups.
The crack-ups.
People have actually thought we were twins a lot. And it's like, we don't even look alike.
Yeah, she's always had the blonde hair and she's always had the dark brown hair. But okay, so what do you guys want to start with? Do you want to talk about where the house was, how old you guys were, and then we can go into the stories and stuff?
The house is tore down now.
Is it?
Yes, actually.
Yep.
As soon as we moved,
They condemned it.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That sounds bad on our part.
No, the church needed the money to build us a new house, and they sold the property. When they sold the property, they tore it down to build the new, I think it's Family Life.
Family life. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So no one else has had experiences since you guys moved out, since no one's been able to
Yeah,
live
no.
in it.
I've been told that people that had gone into that house before had felt something or seen stuff, but they didn't really talk about it other than just saying that they may have felt something or saw something.
Right. Didn't want to sound crazy,
Yeah.
kind of. How old were you guys? I know you guys were young.
We had just moved here.
Yeah, and I just
So it's
turned
like
and
20
I had
years
just
ago?
turned 12.
Oh, I was thinking it was like Kentucky or something
Nope.
where you guys lived before.
No, it was here.
It was behind the church where now they have like trailers
Oh.
where kids go in for therapy or something or another.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's called.
But it was
Okay.
literally like right behind the church.
Something River, Spring River.
Spring River.
That's what
Spring
it's called.
River.
Thank you. I said
Yeah.
Family Life, but it's Spring River.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. So you guys, so this was like 20 years ago.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys would have been.
It
how old
was
am
20
I?
years ago because I was
30?
9.
Oh, yeah. You guys you were 9 and 11?
12.
12.
Well, I think you're right. 11.
Because I
Yeah,
think,
I
aren't
just
you like
turned
2
11.
years older than us?
Yeah, because I had just turned 9.
And you guys didn't live in the house very long, did you?
Thankfully not.
I think it was only like 6 to 9 months, something like that.
Almost a year, half a year to almost a year.
Where it started for me was just like feeling darkness and not able to sleep. You know how you just feel heavy, and
You
my
just
mom
kind of felt presence.
Yeah, and my mom was like, just pray, Janna, pray for people. Sometimes when you can't sleep, you need to pray. So I would pray myself to sleep a lot because the evil was so thick. That was where it started, and then it got worse.
Our experience when we first moved, it was around Christmas time. And needless to say, I got into the house, and my first thought was, we left Kentucky for this? The house was 2 stories. Very, very old.
It was falling apart.
And if you walked into the living room part of the building, it literally, like, the ceiling was sagging inward.
Yeah.
And my mom and dad didn't like us playing in the room above
Upstairs,
that,
yeah.
where it
So it
sagged
didn't
down,
collapse.
because they were afraid that it would just fall through and we would be in the living room floor and get hurt. But yeah.
We were supposed to have our own room for the first time, and that room was so bad that we ended up sharing a room anyway. That third room was like creaking and falling and everything.
There were several other rooms, but what happened was, because it was such a big room and because we still had our full-size bed, we ended up sleeping in the same room. Sewing room was to the side of our room, and it was really small. It was not very big. And then our room was back further, straight this way, and it was very long room. They painted it pink because they knew that we were girls and that we would just love the color, you know.
Except for her. Yeah, today
wasn't
she's
really a
wearing
fan of
pink.
pink.
Yeah.
She hates pink, but
It's
she's
salmon.
wearing it.
That was our room, and then right next to that was the other room with the saggy floor, and it had blue walls. Or right next to the stairway was my brother's room. That's where he stayed. And then there was the stairway down. This was the living room area. To the right, it was what we called the den at the time. To the right of that room was my mom and dad's room, right there underneath what my brother's room was. Straight back to the left was where the bathroom was, and then our opening laundry room, and then the kitchen, and the dining room, and of course underneath the stairwell there was a closet,
yeah.
but it was inside the dining room. It was inside the dining room.
I remember that.
Most of the crazy activity happened around the stairwell.
Yeah.
It was around Christmas time. We were excited because it was Christmas, even though I was really depressed because I really did not want to move into that home.
In Kentucky, we had a swimming pool, we had a tree house, we had dogs, we had acres and acres of land, we got to ride our bikes. I mean, it was like a dream home. So we moved from a dream home to a 2-story haunted house that was falling apart.
Oh, and what was worse was that a lot of our family members were down in Kentucky.
Yes.
So our cousins and stuff that we were
And we
really
didn't have
moving to
anybody.
and having
Anybody.
fun with. Yeah. Like I said, we were excited for Christmas, but still really bummed because we were missing out on all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And like she said, when you walked into the home, you could just feel something. It was definitely like depressing,
dark
scary feeling. Yeah.
Like you just breathed it in.
Normally, we would try to ignore things like that. Us coming from a Christian family, it was kind of like it's all either all in your head or it's a demon possession. Just to, just keep going
Ignore
with your
it.
business,
Yeah.
We can go ahead and do the underneath the stairs if you want.
The Shadow Man.
But yes, we were playing hide and seek. At the time, I don't remember who was counting. My sister and I were trying to hide, and we were looking into the bathroom for places to hide. We'd run in there and we're like, no, let's not hide in here. We were running out at the same time, and we happened to look into the dining room, and we saw what looked like a dark shadow of a man.
Tall.
A very tall shadow, yes.
So standing tall behind the stairs?
Right there in that little hallway right behind the stairwell.
Yeah.
And we were like, what is that? I could have sworn I saw red eyes, but that was just me.
Was it like looking at you guys, or was
Yes.
it like looking somewhere else?
It was looking at us.
That's creepy.
We didn't know what it was.
Didn't
Because
understand
at first
it.
we thought, well, maybe it was just a shadow,
Yeah,
or-
somebody walking through there.
And so we walked into the room to see what it was, and like she said, it had moved.
He went back behind the stairs.
We went in there.
We
turned
went
around,
and
we were
looked.
looking,
Yeah,
and
we
never
looked
saw
under the
anything.
stairs and there was nothing in there. Like, oh, okay. And then late in the middle of the night, Janelle would hear footsteps up the stairs. And my dad liked to check on us a lot when we were sleeping. He'd like to come walk around with a flashlight to make sure we were asleep.
He still does that if anyone's there,
Yeah.
right?
He's like, are you asleep? Well, I'm not now. You can tell since it's your story.
Yeah,
but
thanks. But I would hear these things, and I was just like,
assuming
at first,
it's dad.
yeah. Well, at first, I was just like, whatever, it might be just dad. Just leave it alone, and
Right.
maybe he's checking us, and he never did come in. And usually, like she said, within the first couple of minutes of him coming to check on us, there'd be a flashlight in our
Right.
eyes, so
yeah,
we would
you'd
be
know
awake.
it was him. Yeah.
And he never came up the stairs, and I just kept hearing it. Why are these loud noises going on in the middle of the night? So I thought, well, maybe it's just my brother running up and down the stairs. He got a lot of energy or something, crazy man.
Going to the kitchen to get a drink or
Yeah.
something.
But anyway, like I said, the bathroom was downstairs. There was
Yeah.
no bathroom upstairs.
Right.
So it was like, well, maybe he went to the bathroom and he's coming back, but he kept going up and down, up and down. And I was like, what is that noise? So finally I got up. I was like, you know what? I'm sick of the noise. I want to sleep. So I got down the stairs and there was nobody there. My sister was, of course, asleep next to me in the bed. I had checked on my way down and John was in his room. So I was like, well, what was that? So I went downstairs and I peeked in my mom and dad's bedroom and I could hear. So I knew they were asleep.
They were asleep.
There was
Yeah.
nobody awake.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm going crazy or I'm just hearing things or whatever, Or maybe John is pretending. So I went back into his room and I was like listening to him real close.
Making sure
maybe
he was
he's-
asleep.
Maybe he really is asleep. Maybe he's not,
Yeah.
And no, he was asleep. So I was like, okay, whatever. So maybe I'm just hearing things. So I went back to bed and I heard it again. So at one point I got brave enough and I just sat there in the stairwell.
Oh my word.
I'm like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of hearing this thump, thump, thump.
And not seeing anything.
So I'm just going to go sit in the stairwell. And I sat in the stairwell and I didn't hear anything. But as I sat there, I started to feel this feeling, like just more and more just
Freaked
distressed,
out.
distressed and freaked out, and it just felt like there was something, and yet nothing was there. And so finally, I ended up getting up and telling my mom and dad that they needed to wake up because I was hearing things. And then they said, well, just go back to bed, hug your Bible, and say some prayers, and you'll be able to sleep, you know? So after that time, I did exactly that. And every once in a while, I would still hear the thump. But of course, I would throw the blanket over my head and hold my Bible and pray. And
I can almost promise that you woke me up one time, and I said, stop, you're scaring me. Because you're like, do you hear that? Do you hear something? No, stop it. Like, leave me alone, you're scaring me.
I probably did, because I was hearing it, and I was making sure it wasn't going crazy.
You didn't want to, I think you were going crazy.
And I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to know.
Just leave me alone.
You're scaring me, Janelle. Stop it. Well, at the stairs, there was also, it had a lot to do with those stairs, because that's where, like, the spirit hid under the stairs. He walked up the stairs. This one time, we were all in the living room, or whatever it is. We had, like, 2 living rooms.
It was, like, the den, because it's where we had our computer.
Everybody was hanging out down there. We had, like, a treadmill, and Mom was sitting at the computer. So I didn't have a place to sit down, and everybody was hanging out there. So I sat down at the bottom of the stairs, and everybody's talking. And I don't know why, but I just decided to look up. And was this face looking over the railing of the staircase.
Oh, and the railing wasn't like any normal railing.
It was like a wall.
Like a wooden wall.
A half wall. And there was just this face looking down at me, and I was like... It was all white, and I knew nobody was up there because we were all down in the den. And it was all white. Like, people aren't all white. I had so much shock. I don't even remember being able to do anything, and then all of a sudden, like it was like... And then finally it just came out, and they're like, what the crap, Janna?
Everybody in the room jumped around you like,
because I just screamed out of nowhere, and I was like...
You were frozen with fear, and then you just let it out.
Face!
And of course, she started into the crying
and the hysteria.
Well, yeah, you're that little, and you just see something looking down at you. It's terrifying.
And there was nothing up there. Janna, there's nothing there. And I think John's the one that went over there and was like, what are you talking about? I don't see anything. But it gets weirder, though, is that Sunday we went to church, and there was a little girl there that looked just like that face. That was creepy. Like, why would I see a face of somebody and then later meet someone that looked just like that face? I don't know.
That is kind of weird.
It was weird.
We also had, and this is a side story, when I heard the noises in the stairs, that one of the times that I went up there and was thinking that maybe my brother was just playing tricks on me, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just stay here and see if he's just
messing with you.
Messing with me, if he's just pretending to be asleep. So when I went in the room, we had a cat, and he came with us from Kentucky. He had 3 legs. And we named him Lee. He was sleeping in the bed with John, only he wasn't quite so asleep when I walked in. I went in there and was looking at John really closely, like examining his eyeballs and listening to his breathing and, just trying to make sure that he was really asleep. The cat looked up at me.
Arched his back,
and he started hissing. Like the scared
fight
cat,
mode.
And I was like, what in the world? I was like, Lee, it's just me. Calm down, Kind of got freaked out, and I had to look behind me like, what is he doing
wasn't looking at her.
And of course, there's nothing behind me, so I'm like, what in the world? Because he was my cat. He liked me.
And he wasn't looking at her either.
No. I was kind of scared, and later on, I found out.
We all found out.
Many years later, we found out that there was a boy, he was the pastor's son that used to live there before.
And he stayed in that room.
And he had a lot of trouble. He was a lot of trouble. He had died.
He hated
Supposedly,
cats.
he hated cats.
Oh, wow.
So we were...
That's creepy.
I was like, well, thanks
and
for letting us know now.
All right.
Yeah, and John was staying in that guy's old room, and he had died in a car crash or something.
Yes, it was a car accident.
That's creepy.
It's like, well, maybe that guy was haunting the house. So.
That's creepy.
Possibly. He was a teenager when he had died, I believe.
I guess the only thing that I hadn't got to, my panic attacks started in that stupid house. And my very first panic attack, I was 9 years old. I was upstairs playing, yet again, by the stupid stairs. I was playing by myself, and I was playing Legos. I just had this feeling like God had left me, that no matter what I did, I was gonna go to hell. And it scared me so bad. I went into like full-blown panic attack. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't talk. I ran downstairs, and my mom's like, Janna, because I was completely gone. And the only thing that she was able to snap me out of it with was that scripture verse, 2 Timothy 1:7, for God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And I had to keep saying that over and over. And I couldn't even say it, but she had to make me say it. And then the more I said it, the more that
The more you came back.
Yeah, that evil went away.
There was one other thing that happened.
Okay.
We might have caused it. We were playing with my cousin, Tiffany. Well, she had just seen the movie, The Haunting, because we were only like 11 and 12.
I very
9,
vaguely remember
But
parts of it, yeah.
But Tiffany had seen the movie, and she was kind of going over scary movie stuff. And we would wind up my music box, because it had the Mozart playing in the background. And we had some Barbie dolls that we had torn the heads off on accident. And
I
we
remember
set up
that.
like a little haunted house
I remember
with the
that.
doll heads hanging from
We
here to
hung
there.
up naked dolls and babies, and
Yes.
their arms and legs pulled off, and I remember that.
Yeah,
That was pretty messed up.
We were playing kind of like a haunted house thing with our dolls and stuff, yes.
Oh.
But anyway, and we had the music playing, and we were in the room. I remember one specific time where the door to our closet was just kind of opening and creaking. Open, but yeah, we got a little freaked out at that point, but the closet door did open by itself, really slowly and creaky-like, so that added shrill thrill.
I'm sure.
Mom and Dad might have had stories, or they might have just been in their own little bubble of protection, because we were more
Well, we were living
susceptible.
upstairs too.
Yeah,
Where things were
And,
happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
we were more susceptible to...
You'd think that them staying right underneath the staircase, that they would have heard those footsteps all the way up and down, but
But whatever it was, it definitely wanted to scare us,
and obviously succeeded.
yeah. Which they say demons feed off fear. And so...
Which, of course, you guys seeing the shadow, those are the really harmful ones that... I don't remember what show it was I was watching, but they were saying that sometimes they like suck the life out of you because they scare you so much.
Like
Hence
she
my
said.
panic attack.
Yeah. Well, you guys are not dealing with it anymore, right?
Well, that is a story for another time, I'm sure. I live in a new home, and yes, I have had experiences in this one as well.
And me too.
That's up to you guys, because I know you don't have a lot of time that you can just come over here.
Well, and the story that I have honestly doesn't take very much time.
Okay, well, yeah, you can go into that, and if you have any updates, you can say an update on your house too. It's up to you, but
The first thing that happened, kind of a TMI thing, but I was sitting on the stool on the toilet, and I was sitting there watching. Okay, I just looking at the toilet paper, about to be ready to be done, and the toilet paper automatically starts moving, and I'm going, nope. In the name of Jesus, get out of here.
let me help you. Are you ready?
But no, that was the first thing. The thing was my husband. Actually, it happened to my husband, technically. We were all in the bedroom at the time. I had just handed my husband a bar of soap. He put it in the master bathroom. We were in the bedroom. We had just remodeled all of this, so this is all new.
Okay.
It's just connected to the old house, just to let you guys know. Yeah, he put it in the side of the bathtub. We were in there talking and playing and laughing, and we were going to put a movie on in the background, but we hadn't yet. My husband said he heard a big thump, and he was like, "What was that?" And he was looking around and looking around. Of course, he finds something, and then he's got to come and show me, because he's like freaking out,
Yeah.
And he's like, Janelle, come here. But he makes me go to him, and I go in there, and I say, what's the deal? What's going on? What was so important that I had to get out of the bed to see what was going on?
Right.
And he's like, well, I just heard a thump, and I wanted to know what it was. And he said, I just put that bar of soap on that side of the bathtub. And naturally, it had fallen into the bathtub. And it was in the drain area, and it had hit so hard that it had dented scented the soap. And this was a brand new bar of soap, never been used, and it wasn't wet. So, you know, like if it had been wet, it could have slid off or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it was not wet. It was brand new, just sitting right
and
there.
And the tub
side,
wasn't wet either, I'm assuming.
Because we don't use that bathtub, actually. It's broken right now. But anyway, it was just sitting there on the side of the bar. And I said, did you have it all the way up against the wall? Because, like, if he had just put it on the edge, it could have fallen too. He's like, no, it was all the way over there. And, of course, he's all, like, freaking out. I don't know what to do, but I don't know how to do it. And, of course, he had to make a bunch of crack-ups after that. But, you know, that was another experience, bathroom soap. And then, before the soap had happened, I had seen something. I would always hear these noises at night that sounded like my little kids, little pitter-patter of feet running into my bedroom. And sometimes that is the case because my kids get scared at night and want to come sleep in my floor on their little pallet that they've made. Every once in a while I would hear those pitter-patter of feet, and I'd look, and the kids weren't in there. They were still asleep. I don't know what it is about hearing feet, but
little
apparently
pitter-patters.
that's one of the things that I hear is feet.
Yeah.
This one, I heard that, and at the time, my daughter was asleep on the floor in my bedroom, and my other one was in her bed asleep. When I heard the noise, I was like, oh, what's going on, you know? Because immediately moms wake up, you know, they got to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
I looked up, and I saw what looked exactly like my daughter, Amelia. It was like she had something on her mind. She was going to the bathroom or something, and she saw me looking at her, and she stopped and went, and then slowly sunk under the bed level. And I was like, whoa, like, what is she doing? Is she getting into something? And she just got up.
Realized she got caught.
Her. Yeah, I caught her. And so now she's got to hide, you know? And
I haven't heard this story.
so
I was shocked
so
as
I
you
talked
are.
to her. I talked to her. I said, Amelia, what are you doing? And she never said anything.
So this was Amelia, not Anastasia?
Yeah.
Amelia.
Oh, that's even creepier. Amelia doesn't act that way.
Yeah, Anastasia does.
Yeah, I can see Anastasia doing that, but Amelia doesn't act that way.
So
She's pretty
long story
peaceful.
short, I was like, what in the world? And she never answered me because I said, what are you doing? So I got up, and she was asleep on the floor, and I literally almost kicked her. Like, she was so, I mean, I did. I kind of nudged her with my foot.
Make sure she
wasn't faking, yeah. And she didn't move at all. She was just out of it, like a rock. And so I thought, maybe I was just seeing things, and I thought it was Amelia, but it was actually Anastasia. And so I went in and checked, and Anastasia was fast asleep too. Same thing, like a rock, not moving.
Okay.
And so
she can't wait any longer.
So I was totally creeped out. Hold on 1 minute. When Jesse saw the soap bar that night, I had to make a joke about it because he was sleeping on his side of the bed, and it was on the other side of him that I saw this.
saw that.
And so that night, I said, well, Jesse, I said, just to let you know, that thing I saw happened right there next to you on that side of the bed. And he says, I think I'm going to sleep on your side of the bed tonight.
It's like, I don't think so.
The craziest thing is the same night, something like that happened to me, the exact same night.
Okay, let's hear your story.
Well, the thing is, I was telling Mom my story, and she's like, have you talked to Janelle? We had the same thing happen, I was laying in bed asleep, and my girls get up and come to my room all the time. They come and get in my bed all the time, every night. While Avina, my younger child, it was her older child, me was my younger child, Avina was standing there looking at me, and I was like, come on, get in bed. She looked at me like, you can see me? That was kind of the look it gave me, was like,
yeah,
what?
like, you're talking to me?
Yeah, like, you're talking to me? Can you see me?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, come on, get in bed. And it moved away from me. And I was like, Avina! And so I leaned over, and my hand went right through it, and it disappeared. Immediately, my heart was like, like,
yeah.
what the crap?
Oh,
and it was
word.
gone. So it was, even the spirit was freaked out, like, what?
Why can you see me?
Yeah. And then, so I called and told Mom that, and she's like, oh yeah, Janelle had something like that.
Have you talked to your sister yet?
I'm like, oh my word. The same night, the same thing. That was weird.
Oh my word, guys.
Yeah.
No idea this was going on.
So if you
Had
see
any other
Cameron in
trouble?
the middle of the
No,
night,
don't you start. Don't you start.
So since then, nothing else has happened in my house. Just saying, I have seen some stuff.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Especially when
That's
it
looked
creepy.
That yours
if
looked
it
at you
looks
like
your own kid, that's kind of scary.
That's mimicry,
yes.
which is really scary.
Well, and see, my dad had an experience once where he saw what looked like his mother. Not long after that, she passed away. And so it kind of freaked me out that I saw that, and I was like telling my mom and everybody about it because I was just so scared because I was like, does that mean my daughter's gonna pass away or something? Because like that's scary. That is some real scary stuff. We're knocking on wood wherever that may be. But yeah, it was very scary. And so like you said, the mimicry, if it's your kids, it's very...
If it was mimicking Avina though, why would it be like, how can you see me, if it was trying to mimic her?
Well, see, the only thing that makes me think of, which I don't really know if this is real or not. It's one of those things that's really out there for me.
Like Second Life or...
No,
There are other dimensions, like the spirit realm and our realm.
But the look of surprise on both of them. One was surprised and mischievous.
You saw me, I'm gonna hide. And then mine was like, what?
Yeah.
You see me?
Astral projection. That's what it makes me think of. I don't know if it's real, but there's people that talk about it. They're able to enter the spirit world is what it says.
Oh.
It's like you just walk around like you're normal, but you don't know.
That you're in the spirit realm.
I don't know if that's real. I don't really know.
We just had visitors.
Yeah.
And like I said,
probably.
Like I said, once they got caught, they were like pretty disappearing. The disappearing act happened.
But yours freaks me out because...
Yeah, it freaked me out too.
Because it gave you like an evil smile. Like,
it was my kid's face though, and
Like,
I was
you
just like, and I was
caught
like,
me.
my
And
blonde hair, you know.
it's Amelia, and Amelia, if you don't know Amelia, but she's so
Timid, kind of.
she is, and if she gets caught, it's not one of those she's gonna smile at you. She's gonna look down and try to make it right. You know what I mean? Usually,
Yeah.
what I've seen, she's not gonna give
For the
that
most
kind
part,
of look and then just sink down. She's gonna do something else. I don't know exactly, but she just doesn't seem like the type of kid that would. And then she was asleep.
Yes, she was completely asleep. And like I said, I was up walking around, so I knew I wasn't sleepwalking or dreaming. You know what I mean? I got up and was like, let's see. Let's go from room to room. Let's figure this out.
Have you even seen her make that type of face before?
Maybe once or twice, but yeah, it's like
What was she doing when she made that type of face?
probably playing hide and seek or something, and was like shocked that I found her, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I mean, I see her make that face, but...
Yeah. So like, it's not an impossible face for her to make, but
it sounds
still,
creepy to me.
Yeah, it was just kind of out of place, and like I said, it was like she was like shocked that she was caught. She didn't want me to know that.
She was up doing something.
And then when I saw her, it was like, oh, you seen me, so I'm gonna hide.
Yeah, it's like, you
And
see
then
me?
disappear.
Now you don't.
Yeah. and what creeped me out the most was that it wasn't like just a smile disappear. No, it was this slow motion of the facial expression all the way down to where I couldn't see it.
I just thought of something else though. Another reason why it may have been looking at me like, what? Because I'm like, come on, get in bed, and it's like, you're supposed to be freaked out. Why do
I
you
don't know you. Angel
Who do you think I am?
danger. I don't know. It was dark that day, but of course I have a fish tank in my bathroom, so that's like a night light every night, and you can see that light into my room, so I could still perfectly see. Yes, I could still see what was going on in that room and the facial expression and everything. Most people, if you see a ghost or something, you don't normally see the expressions. Most of the time, if they talk about it,
They're
they don't say.
expressionless most of the time.
Yeah, they don't say they can see the expressions.
They just stare at you, or it's just a black abyss.
Just
or
an outline or
something. Yeah.
something.
But I was definitely seeing some expressions.
Me too, yeah.
And that's what made me think that it was Amelia so much, and why I had to get out of bed and kick her around, make sure she was asleep.
Yeah.
Because I was like, really, that didn't just disappear.
Yeah.
If it was just a ghost, it would have just disappeared.
Oh,
It
mine
did,
but
It did, but not in the way you expected.
Yeah.
yeah.
Creepy.
Uh-huh.
Yep, I thought it was real too.
Yeah,
But
that's
anyway.
weird.
Now that we've creeped you out completely.
Yeah,
You
right?
knew nothing.
Was
Nothing
not
of
expecting any of
story.
this. Well, anything else you guys want to add? If you were ready to talk about the boy that you saw, or if you want to skip that.
I blocked a lot of it out, so.
The boy, what boy are we talking about?
The boy that followed her and...
Followed me to work and
Oh,
home
yeah.
and a red hoodie and blue jeans. I don't remember its name, but it told me its name. Just like the Mara thing told Linnell its name. It's like when they give you its name, it's like it's trying to
connect with you. It gives them that much more power. They can
clean. Well, the thing is, no, because when you
I
cast
thought when
out
you know
demons,
their
you're
names,
supposed to know
you-
their name. Yeah.
You have the power over them in a
Yeah,
way.
if you know their name, you can So.
Well, I don't really want you to say their name, so.
Right.
We don't have to go that.
She
Yeah,
says,
no.
I don't want you to drag it here.
No.
No.
Basically, it just followed me and tormented me because I kept seeing it.
Were you seeing it in your house?
Yes. Like, it would be at the edge of my bed or in the corner of my room or at work. It would walk up behind me. Like, you could feel it and sense it and see it, but then it would disappear. And it
Red
just,
hoodie, blue jeans?
yeah, it just tormented me. I remember at first it portrayed itself as a sad little kid wanting attention and to be loved.
Didn't you see that at work first?
Yeah.
Or was it at home?
I think I did see it at work first and it followed me home. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I'm so glad I don't have that magnetic of a personality.
It just basically attached itself to me. It acted like it was sad and wanting help, and it portrayed itself as like an innocent child.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you start pushing it away, it starts getting evil.
And angry.
Angry and hateful and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts scaring you, and then, which it sounds like it's all made up, but that's because I don't want
She doesn't want to go into deep memory of that.
She doesn't
Yeah.
want it attaching itself again.
No, we don't want that.
You know, they say that dogs follow you home. I think I'd rather have a dog.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Oh my goodness. Well, guys, this video is going to be 50 minutes. I'm going to do a lot of editing.
The other one the next
Yeah.
week. And
Edit out 20 minutes of laughter.
oh, there's
Probably
Yeah.
a lot of laughing, or
There's at least
please
that.
repeat that, or say that into the mic, please. Coughing, choking. Oh my goodness. Well, is there anything else you guys think you think of? Because I probably won't get you in here for a while. So, it took me like almost 2 years to get Janelle in here. So.
Well, I'm sorry. Last minute things are my thing, apparently.
Yeah, I was like, we gotta go record Mom and I's video. And Janelle's like, we haven't done ours yet. I'm
I'm jumping in.
like, I have to have preparation. It takes so long to get this set up. She's like, well, just let me know when you're done and I'll come over. I'm like,
I don't look like a hobo today.
She's like, we're all dressed up and you'll have everything set up. It'll be perfect. I'm like, okay. Guess we'll do it.
I'm so pushy.
It's like, I'll get it set up. So, okay. Well, thanks guys for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And spookier things are coming.
Don't start.
I'm knocking on wood again.
Oh my word. Well, that's going to be it for us today, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Or if you're listening on the podcast, be sure to leave a review if you can. Either way, we're just happy you're here watching and listening. Hope you guys have a very blessed week, and we will see you all next time. Bye. Okay.
Does that start it?
No. I have to link this sound to that sound, so yeah.
Maybe that's what the action thing does.
She needs one of those action things.
Action clapper.
I think we're good. If you want to lock us in here.
Uh-oh. I'm being locked in. Oh, no.
Where do we look at the fuzzball?
Just where the lens is, yeah.
Fuzzball.
The fuzzball's the mic.
Fuzzy.
She called me fuzzy.
Who called
No,
who fuzzy?
you're it. Your cousin it.
Yeah, I am. I've been called.
I'm just kidding.
Are we ready?
No, I don't know.
Get all the giggles out now.
Yeah. This is
It was
serious
so
talk
terrifying.
here. We're about to get into some serious talk, so yeah.
Janelle's gonna be traumatized after this.
Yes, because I'm gonna see myself and I'm gonna go, oh.
Janna did it just fine last time, didn't you?
Yeah.
Splice that.
Janna, fix your hair.
Oh.
She's turning into the ring over here.
No, I told you, she's cousin it.
Cousin it.